What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Exotic Agent. Today we're just chilling in my garage and I want to talk to you guys about the 5 things that I love most about my Polaris Slingshot. Before we get into it, if you guys like these videos, be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment. But more importantly, let's give it up for this angry bunny behind me. All right, guys, so the first thing that I absolutely love about my Polaris Slingshot is the driving of this thing. This thing feels like a giant go-kart. Now, most of you guys, if you've never been in a Slingshot before, it does have 1 wheel in the back, 2 wheels in the front, and it's made by Polaris. So when I first bought this thing, I didn't really know how it was gonna drive because it was one of the first 3-wheelers of its kind. There was other 3-wheelers out there like the T-Rex, but they were so expensive. And the cockpit just seemed so small. So when the Polaris Slingshot came out in 2015, I knew I had to have it. So my first one that I bought was in 2016, and the driving experience just felt like huge go-kart. It was so incredible. The gauges were right where I needed them, the radio, and I could talk to the other person next to me, which was super cool. And it doesn't really feel so crammed up. You know, we've got tons of space in here. It's open air, which is just an insane driving experience. But overall, the driving experience of itself is one of the most incredible things that I've ever been in. The second thing that I really love about the Polaris Slingshot is the maintenance cost. Now, this is a Pontiac Solstice motor, so it's an Ecotech motor, which basically you can take to any dealership with Polaris, but you can really do a lot of it yourself, like the oil change or checking the oil or really just doing anything. So the maintenance cost on this vehicle is rather cheap. I haven't really had to do anything on this vehicle and I've had it for almost a year. The third thing that I absolutely love about the Polaris Slingshot is the looks that you get. Now, if you guys don't like getting looks in your cars, well, first of all, I think you're crazy, but second of all, don't buy the Polaris Slingshot. This thing gets so many looks. It's absolutely unbelievable. I have to drive this thing knowing that every single person at every single stoplight is gonna yell in the car and they're gonna say, "Hey man, what is that?" And of course, I try and turn up my radio and not answer them, but you know, I don't wanna be a jerk all the time. So I turn my radio down and I say, "Hey, it's a Polaris Slingshot." So just repetitively saying that over and over. "Hey, it's a Polaris Slingshot. Hey, it's a Polaris Slingshot." They don't really know what it is, so they just say, "Oh, that's cool." And I'll tell you guys the next question that they ask, which is going to be at the end of this video. So be sure to stay and watch the rest of this video. Now, the fourth thing that I absolutely love about the Polaris Slingshot is all of the mods that you can do to this thing. There's a company called Sling Mods, which actually hasn't sponsored this video, but if you guys know anybody at Sling Mods, send them my way, send them my videos, let them know I want sponsorship. But anyways, Sling Mods make some amazing modifications for the Polaris Slingshot. One amazing modification that I actually don't have yet is this spoiler. Now, all the bolts line up here and the spoiler comes out. It's super, super cool. Another thing that they make is a license plate holder. So the license plate's back here, but you can move it down low. I absolutely love that mod as well, but I don't have it. Another thing that they make are speaker pods, which I do have, and then they make stereo holders that actually are the brackets that hold your stereo in, which is really cool. And then they make LED lights, which I have underneath. So overall, the customization of the Slingshot is endless. All right, guys, number 5 is how much does the Polaris Slingshot cost? Well, if you go to Polaris.com, you'll be able to find that out, but in the used market, it's a little bit cheaper. But more importantly, I want to redirect my third question and answer what other questions do I get about the Polaris Slingshot. So number 5 is, hey man, how much does that cost? I cannot tell you guys how many times that I've been driving once again, and people, the first thing they say is, "Hey, how much does that cost?" Everywhere we go. How much does that cost? At this point, I'm just saying 100 grand, $1 million. And they're just like, okay, cool. Because it absolutely looks like a $100,000 vehicle because it's so unique. But I cannot tell you guys how many times people are always asking, how much does it cost? All right, guys, this is another video with Exotic Agent. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions about the Slingshot, be sure to leave it in the comments below. I get back to almost every single person that leaves me a comment. So be sure, write it right now. I'm waiting right now. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.